Good morning, afternoon, night, everybody. How are you doing? I'm tired. Welcome back to Scratches, Director Scott. Let's keep going with the game. So, there is a password that we need to uncover. And the password is far more complicated than it should be. I'm gonna do this properly. I wish I could just put the password I found in the walkthrough, but no. We're gonna do it on the old-fashioned way. I know where the password is. I don't know what the password is. It's the same way to say it twice. Okay, fine, whatever. Let's go to the tower. Open this. Open this. What just happened? Okay. There is some kind of book. Woo! I'm strong. Okay. Robin. So, hear me out. We know the first letter of the name of the deceased child is R. So we need to come in here and see these letters and just put an R in front of them and you have Robin. It's an amazing puzzle, but it's so difficult to figure out on your own. I'm back. Let's open this. It's another puzzle. I'm tired. Oh god, why? Oh, that was easy. Oh yes, I found the key. I found the key. I found the key. Found the key. Found the key to the chapel. Yes. Wait. Yes. Let's go. Hello, chapel. I want to open it, but I'm not sure about this. Okay, let's open it. The lock produced a loud noise that echoed in the quietness of the area. It made me wonder about the secret that has been kept safe and undisturbed in here for years. Hello, Jesus! Not even inside the chapel did I perceive a peaceful environment, the deadly stillness and deeply unnerving. Ha! Hello, Jesus! It was some kind of small metal ring. Huh. What do you say about this, Jesus? The core inside the chapel, though mostly golden and shiny, looks sad and fragile. Huh. The chalice was lavish and pleasing to the eye, but sadly for no use to me. Holy water? At this point I wasn't going to bother with the light switch anymore. Hello, open it. In here there was a drowner. Holy Bible, the Holy Scriptures. I'm not gonna read them. Take a look at this. Oh god, I'm a little dizzy. Oh, look at that. Well, sorry, Christ. Now what? Okay, I nailed you down to the thing. Christ! Were you hiding something from me? Something was clearly different about the inherent sign now. I couldn't reach it, but guess what? I have a crowbar. Yeah! Incredible! Incredible! Let's save the game. This is rather small. I was expecting like a... Turn it on. Okay. Oh god, oh! Oh, thank god I don't have to read all of that. Oh no. Oh no, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh no! There it was. I still wonder if text sent James Morgan went to read of the curse. Well, let me load the game. I will read. Let's read this all. Most of the books gathered in the hiding room were about occultism and African culture. Even their titles were disturbing. I should take them home. April 5th of the 63. Christopher. This may very well be my last notice in this regard. I'm afraid Catherine has already realized that I have been doing what I have been doing all this time. In vain I have tried to explain myself, and I know what might have been the outcome had I kept insisting. If you could only believe what I read the things down there. I say Africa, I think. If you could only believe me, Christopher. Because I know you intend well, but I can feel the doubt in your heart. Put your rational talks aside for a moment and shield to the facts. If I can do it, someone who has constantly doubted in the wonders of science ever since his childhood, then so can you. I am hoping that you will contemplate the possibility of some truth in my assessment once you read about my latest findings. It is imperative that you carry on with this task. Catherine is watching my very step, and I'm afraid she will take strong measures if I do anything out of the ordinary. Did you know she has been talking to other doctors beside you, a psychiatrist? My God, Christopher, I fear that she's willing to shut me up in a madhouse. Hey, talking about that, the next game of these creators is called The Asylum. So where are we going there? How is it possible that all of you won't believe me? As if what happened with my son wasn't enough proof. In my agency note you will find an exhaustive essay of the origin of the curse and what should be done to eliminate it. I know the whole amulet deal must sound crazy, but you have to trust me. The tribe has been doing this for centuries. Are you going to forfeit all that knowledge and expertise and experience? They face a god, Christopher, and live to tell it. Now it's our turn to live and tell the story. And Christopher, if we fail to remove the curse and anything happens to me, I want you to do it. And I have my complete mental faculties whilst I'm asking you to do this. It has been becoming more and more dangerous lately. Do not hesitate. There is simply no other way, and you will be the only one left who can do it. Promise me. Promise me you will. I know I'm asking you to become a cold-hearted murderer, but Christopher, our lives, and possibly many others, are at stake. Isn't that enough to forget your vow? James Blackwood. Next one, I will read it in a moment. I'm back. I went for some water because I couldn't keep reading. March 26th. The folklore of the Dalmar is just as disturbing as their vicious attacks. If my research have been correct, then I could have stumbled upon one of the most ancient tribes ever known to humanity, dating back to the era where the so-called Bushmen inhabited South Africa. We are talking over 20,000 years ago. How could any civilization manage to survive all this time without ever hunting or expanding, just being there? I don't dare to imagine that 200 centuries of inbreeding and cannibalism can do to people. I have seen them, and they can't be called humans. What is most unsettling is their mystical background. Impossible to be considered a religion due to its complete lack of basic rules and maturity. The only simple premise is to keep an evil entity at bay which has been stalking them since the beginning of time or Dark Ages. At this point in my research, I had to stop and consider the implications. The Dalmar actually talk of their later period, the systematic slaughtering of mankind, as good times or golden ages. I thank the Lord that this tribe never managed to grow, as I seriously think the region, maybe even the entire continent, will have suffered terrible consequences. This history is so ancient that it makes me feel dizzy. Just like me, I'm feeling dizzy. A sip of water. This history is so ancient that it makes me feel dizzy. The vengeful god, which is incidentally referred to as Dolom, will control the Dalmar via its many incarnations. Most of the time it will be a tall felon-like figure always dwelling in shadows, and slaying any villager who will unwittingly come close. Some say its deadly claws will not only penetrate your body, but your soul. The purpose of the harassment is unclear. It will look as if the Dalmar were simply toys to play with. It seems then that the Dalmar managed to free themselves from its clutches with the help of an amulet or charm which will effectively force the entity to retreat. The most curious thing is how this amulet was conceived. Two main elements were required to perform the exorcising of this evil, and they had to be strictly related to each other. One representing the victim and other represented the victimizer. To achieve this, something related to each one was used. While I'm not sure what is referred to as the victim, I think it can be concluded that anything belonging to any villager will have served, given that they were all victims. As for something represented in the victimizer, that may have been more complicated. What could possibly be related to a god? This god in question? Next, this element has to be mixed with a rare medicinal plant native to the region. I know what it is, which apparently had two properties to blend both items together, as long as they were not too solid. Finally, a branch of a particular tree whose name escapes me had to be used on the holder of the blended items. I have the tree right here. It is on this item that a mysterious blessing was performed. It should be noted that all the elements had to be organic. The Dalmar successfully released themselves from the control of the vicious god with an intense ritual that seemed to have taken days to perform. I have only one day. In the end, the amulet was so powerful that the entity surrendered to their will and offered divine power in exchange for sacrifices. But the Dalmar wouldn't be allowed to be fooled. They decided that getting rid of this evil once and for all will be the wisest thing to do. So they managed to capture its spirit and store it some place where they could guard it for the ages to come. My god, the evil spirit was cast into the mask, trapped inside the confines of its blessed wood for eternity. A mask, which its descriptions bear uncanny resemblance to... Who am I fooling? It is the mask. The Dalmar will keep this spirit at bay with via regular rituals, involving the bloody sacrifice and the aforementioned amulet. The last book I read today about the Dalmar, in reality 2 small paragraphs as a music bonus reading in the books led me by the museum, has revealed to me something that left me completely paralyzed with terror. I have always wondered since I began studying them what made the Dalmar savagely slaughter neighbors' tribes without any apparent reason. Was it the violent raw instinct? Did they feel threatened in any way? Was it by perverse and unwary sense of enjoyment? No, it was fear. Fear that someone else will take the mask and release the god. They killed to protect themselves from the falling again into the Dark Ages. If they went so much extreme lengths to avoid this, then what did they have to ensure when the entity was free? The rituals haven't been performed on the mask for years now. What have I done? What have I done? I was shocked to learn about this evil, terrible as it was. I still wonder to what extent James Walgrew went to get rid of the curse. So this is the tree. Strange titles such as The Vermis Mysterilis gave me the shivers. As much as I love books, I didn't dare to open those. Why not? I should do it. I should open those books. Okay, it's time to get outside now. Jesus, protect me! I think this is all the time I have for today. I have been reading a lot. Yes, it's the right time to end this episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a blast. I was the Lost Chevalier signing out. Bye bye.